heavy over should you listen to the in-laws. Jade is here with us now, and we're talking about spit, swab, and swipe.
Oh my God, that sounds like your old dates.
Before I went out with them. That's all you have to do for the latest dating app called Pheromore to find your Mr. or Miss Right. Am I saying that correctly,
Yes.
Jada?
Yeah.
Is that based off pheromones? Is that right?
Pheromone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you there. Professional matchmaker Jada Purvis is here talking about chemistry, how it's one part of successful dating, and she's here to tell us why. So maybe we're not compatible because our DNA is not compatible?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's definitely a very intriguing thought. Obviously, I'm not a scientist, but
Okay.
I will say
But
that
I did say it at Holiday Inn Express last night. It's
Well.
okay, that's all right, we lost her.
Well,
I will say that I've seen firsthand that people that may be compatible on paper
Okay.
may not necessarily be in real life.
Okay.
So now, is that going to be contributed to their DNA? It's possible, but I think we have to be careful not to confuse chemistry and compatibility as well.
so how do you go about this? I mean, you just literally swipe. So what are you looking for? Are you looking for, like, we've discussed this, but I know
Yeah.
that he's O negative, I'm O positive.
Yeah.
So are you looking for something like that? Like the two of us could be compatible
Yeah,
DNA-wise?
it's possible. I'm not too familiar with that particular website, and I know it's
Okay.
only available in certain locations. But I
Okay.
believe that they swipe your mouth, and
Okay.
then they're trying to determine, based off of that DNA, if you guys are going to be the best fit for each other.
So what is your DNA? I mean, how does that tell you if you're compatible?
It's all through the chemical, however they figure it out chemically.
Because
That's how-
pheromones
yeah.
you release just
Yeah,
naturally.
exactly.
Can you smell you?
I hope not.
I
Raise
smell
your
it
hand if you're
way
sure.
That's why I use a lot of
Okay.
Axe body spray.
So what are the... That's that stench. Okay. So what are the best singles tests that you can use to find out about compatibility?
Well, there's a few different ones. The first one that we call the talk test. So that's basically where you're talking to each other, trying to figure out, are you going to be compatible?
Okay.
If your partner loves sports, eats, breathes, sleeps sports,
Okay.
you have to have that conversation and determine, is this something that I'm going to be okay with or not? And then you need to decide early on whether or not you're going to be the best fit for each other.
Okay.
But I mean, not everything in a relationship. I mean, you don't have to be compatible in everything, right? I mean, Paula Abdul said it best: opposites attract.
That's true. That's very true.
She was making out with a cat in that video.
No. You don't have to be compatible in everything, but
Right.
you want to have similar interests. You want to have similar values, similar lifestyles. You want to have certain things that you're able to talk about in your relationship.
But don't you also want to have this ability, like, okay, my husband loves NASCAR.
Right.
And I don't mind watching NASCAR.
Yeah.
I'll watch a couple of the races. You know, I'm not one to sit there from, lap 1 to lap, 250 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to watch it every week. So I kind of pick and choose which ones I'm willing to watch with him
Okay.
versus which ones I'm not.
Okay.
And I think he would say the same. Like, there's some TV shows that, okay, he'll live through it.
Yeah, and some that he may not.
Right.
But again, you all had that conversation. Probably early on, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
you don't want to go too far in the relationship and then you're stuck and then you're having to have a worse conversation than what you really want
Right,
to have.
yeah, absolutely. Wow. Well, can chemistry develop even if sparks don't fly, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell my clients all the time that It's Just Lunch, you have to give that chemistry piece a chance. It's not going to happen right after that first date. It may happen the second date, it may happen the third date, it may happen the third month, but you have to give that chemistry piece a chance to see if you guys are really connected.
Because sometimes you see in the movies, like I knew at our first glance.
Right.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew when you first walked in the room.
Yeah,
You know?
that's bachelor talk right there. I knew
That's
12 weeks
bachelor
later we're
talk.
getting married. What's the difference between chemistry and compatibility?
Well, chemistry is more of that drunken love type of scene that Hollywood would have us believe we
Okay.
have to have.
Okay.
But really, compatibility is going to be the glue that holds that relationship together. So that compatibility is going to be, do we share those similar things? Do we share the same family values? Do we share the same interests that are going to lead us down the road to a long-lasting relationship?
Man.
Okay. How did you know that for you and Kristen?
I mean, I feel like I knew when I met her. No, and it's so funny because I think that, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I fully buy into that. You knew it. So, people
first
said they
sight,
met
yeah.
and they knew when they were 16. I don't know, but I mean, it just seemed like I don't know. I was a little older, so maybe I felt like
It just felt more comfortable,
Yeah,
maybe?
right.
Yeah. That's how it was for me and my husband. I remember going out on the date, and I remember the guy came by and gave us the check, you know, for the meal, and I was like, oh man, I don't want this date to be over. I'm really having a good time. I want to continue talking to him and hanging out.
Yeah. So you knew.
I knew that I wanted to continue talking to
And so
him.
then Chuck was like, you got this, right?
Pretty
wait
much.
a minute. Check now. Cut it in half, and I'm out of here.
That's pretty much what happened. No. So, okay, so is there a formula for a healthy relationship?
There's not necessarily a formula, but the number one thing that you're going to have to do is you have to communicate with each other.
Okay.
You have to communicate and you have to be honest, because if you're not, then where are you going in your relationship? So
Yeah.
you've got to talk about all of those things early on to see whether or not this is going to be someone that you could spend your life with.
Oh, wow. Well, at just lunch, I'm just trying to, I mean, I'm not single anymore, but I would think at just lunch, I'm just trying to get to just dinner. That would be my goal at
Yes.
just lunch. I just want to just dinner, and then maybe just dinner next week.
Maybe dinner a
And
few
then
weeks
after
after
the
that.
dinner is the after party, and after party is the hotel lobby. And
See.
okay.
That's why you got to have a DNA test.
Exactly.
All right, Jada, thank you so much. Where do we
Thank
find you
you.
for more information?
Word is justllunchdc.com. Thank
right.
you guys.
so much.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
Lord.
apologize for myself.
I need a wet wipe after this conversation. Jada, we have more of LTL coming up right after the break. Stay with us.